morning, my magnificent, magical mathematicians. I'm so excited to be with you this morning. We're going to have so much fun today learning more about math and growing our brains. This morning, we're going to talk about some math tricks that we need to remember when it comes to multiplication. Let me pull the first trick out of my hat. Mathemagical. Oh. The associative property of multiplication. That sounds really smart, doesn't it? It sure does, but it's not complicated at all. The associative property of multiplication simply says that the way we group numbers in a multiplication problem doesn't change the product. Remember, the product is the answer we get when we multiply those numbers. So that means that you can do the multiplication in any order you want. Okay, this is always easier to understand when we can picture it. And for this concept, I've picked cupcakes as a way to show you how this works. But I need cupcakes. All right, here comes the magic snap. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect, this is exactly what we needed. Okay, look at these two packages of cupcakes. Each package looks like an array with 3 rows and 4 columns. To figure out how many we have in total, we can multiply. 3 rows times 4 columns times 2 packages, that would be 3 times 4 times 2. Now 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 times 2 is 24. In that problem, we decided to multiply our numbers in the order 3, 4, 2. But here's something to think about. Would it have mattered if we changed the order to 4, 3, 2? No. The associative property of multiplication tells us that we will get the same answer. And our cupcakes, well, they show us it's true. Look at the package. When I turned it, now we see 4 rows and 3 columns. But it doesn't change the number of cupcakes inside, does it? Of course not. If I turn the cupcake package the other direction, the array, or the arrangement that they're in, changes from having 3 rows and 4 columns to 4 rows and 3 columns. But it doesn't change how many cupcakes there are. Now, let's multiply again. This time, we'll multiply the rows by the columns by the number of packages to see how many cupcakes we have total. 4 rows times 3 columns times 2 packages. 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 times 2 equals 24. Great job. Now remember, anytime you're multiplying 3 or more numbers, the associative property says that the order of the numbers does not matter. You'll always arrive at the same answer. Okay, here comes our second trick. Are you ready? Mathemagical. Oh, this one is called the distributive property of multiplication. Now, when you hear distributive, think about the root word there, which is distribute. And that just means to give out. The distributive property in math tells us that when we multiply a value by a sum, we can multiply the value by each number in that sum and then add those numbers together. Here's an example. 4 times the sum 3 plus 8. So let's say that the number 4 is being multiplied by that sum 3 plus 8. The 4 gets multiplied by both of those numbers inside. So I'm going to distribute or pass out the 4 to both the 3 and the 8. 4 times 3 plus 4 times 8. 4 times 3 equals 12, and 4 times 8 is 32. When we add those together, 12 plus 32, we get 44. Okay, one more thing. Here's how you can use this to help you with harder multiplication problems. If there's a math fact with a big number that you don't know or can't remember, you can use the distributive property to figure it out. Here's an example. 5 times 17. Now, I don't know about you, but I only have my multiplication facts memorized through the 12s. I do not have the 17s memorized. So I'm going to pull one more math trick out of my hat. The magic hat tells me, oh, it says, rewrite 17 as 10 plus 7. We can do that. So instead of 5 times 17, we'll do 5 times the sum 10 plus 7. That's 5 times 10 plus 5 times 7. That gives us 50 plus 35 equals 85. Okay, magical mathematician, that's all of our time for today. Great job growing your brain with me. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time on Rise and Shine.